All right, so it's time to work on the interior of this boat. I'm excited about this step. So, first things first, I was given the sport interior. So you see it sitting in here, nothing's attached. And it's fine. But there's a few things I want to do differently. First of all, it had the cable steering system. You can see the channels for it back here. I took that out. There's a couple things I don't necessarily like. First of all, sitting in here, I don't really like where the wheel is or how it's sort of pitched upward. I'd prefer to have it, frankly, more down like that. And, I'm sort of done sitting on benches in my life. And so I went to my marine surplus store and found 3 of these that would allow me to put a back on relatively easily. So got a little extra wood, but I'm going to do 2 things. So first of all, we're going to clean these up, probably put a new coat of gleam varnish on them, and then we're going to rebuild this new piece of Sapele to meet the back, and then I'm going to probably do the Super Sport version of this. So I spent weeks hunting for a hardwood supplier, visiting old school lumber yards, and I finally found Robert's Hardwoods in Sarasota, Florida. These guys were amazing. Not only the selection of wood, but their willingness to work together, their willingness to sand, joint, plane. Did a great job, got me Sapele, we were good to go. So I have a piece of trash wood underneath this. So I'm going to set my depth on my saw to cut just long of it. So my mark is right there. I would normally be doing this with a compound miter saw, but I don't have the clearance where my saw is to do this length. So we're going to do it like this. Now, my thought on how to do the rounded corners is to use a washer and actually just scribe that little radius it creates. Around all 4 sides. Let's see how well I can do. Okay, we're going to try to clean this corner up with the sander. The mahogany or the Sapele is really hard, so I didn't get quite the cut I wanted from my jigsaw, but I think we can clean it up with the sander. Alright, I'm pretty happy with these corners. It's going to have a nice rounded touch on the corners. I'm now going to sand all of this to get it ready for wood seal. So man, that mahogany Sapele is tough. Took a lot of sanding. Here's my evidence. Went to a 40 to an 80 to a 120, and it's super smooth. So next step is we're gonna put probably 3 coats of sealer on it, but it's gonna look good. We're gonna get it will sit up here like this. All right, we are sanded, and I've wiped it down with a clean cloth. So on the new Sapele, we're going to do 2 to 3 coats of Total Boat Wood Sealer, which is a primer for the varnish. And then on everything, we're going to do Gleam 2.0 from Total Boat. So, I don't know, 3 coats on the raw wood and probably 1 coat on the older wood, which has already had this, but I'm just going to do it again with a light sand. Boy, even just with the wood sealer, this wood is beautiful. So just with 1 coat of wood sealer, looks amazing. Okay, so for the existing 55-year-old wood that I got with the boat, we are just going to lightly sand it. It's already been varnished with Gleam, I'm told, by the previous owner who was starting a restoration on it. So you can see it right over here. I'm just going to hit it with 220 lightly on all the sides that are going to be exposed, and we'll do 2 side pieces, the 2 benches, and then we're going to build a different console. So we have a couple of holes here that I'm just going to fill with some standard low sort of walnut wood filler, and I use this on the bow hatch too. So, you know, might not be the best product for this, but it's the product I have, and it worked well enough on the front hatch. Plastic bag trick keeps your brush from getting too much oxygen on it, I guess. Long story short, it won't dry out. Do we think it's going to match? 55-year-old mahogany versus Sapele. I think it's going to match. I think it looks good. It's coming together. Time for the gleam. This is coat 1 on the old wood. So I'll probably do 2 coats on this. I mean, it obviously was pretty well coated before. So 3 coats of wood sealer on the new wood, plus 4 coats of varnish, and 2 coats of varnish back on top of the old wood. We should be in business. Next episode, we're going to put it all together. One of my favorite activities is to rebuild an interior, and you're going to see how we do it.